All right, so last video we talked about the power of visioning and how it's important for educators to spend time really sitting back before you even go purchase the planners and looking at like preparing lessons and all these other things to get ready for the school year. How are you going to take care of you in a manner that is conducive to the future you that you want to be? One of the things that I talk to my students about is about like when I'm giving them feedback, I always tell them I'm not giving you feedback, I'm giving the future you feedback, right? Because I want the future you to be better. So when I'm talking to you through the feedback manner, I'm not talking to the current you, I'm talking to the future you. So when you think about planning and preparing for the upcoming school year, I want you to plan and think about the future you in mind. Then you go get that planner. So, like I said, I've done many of planners. This right here, this was one of the recent planners that I had. This one is the Positive Penny Pincher planner. This planner was good because it kind of gave you day by day checklist of things that you should do each day to make sure that you keep a nice household, you take care of yourself, you get Bible verses in, devotional in, you're tracking your spending. So for those people who are like, okay, I need somebody just to tell me what to do, this was a planner to tell me what to do. I'm I'm simple when it comes to planners. This was one of my favorite where it kind of had like the month glance, but then it had the daily glance. So you had the calendar view, and then each day it had a page where it pretty much, it was simple. What was your schedule for the day? And then you had a space to make some to-dos. Kind of had that planner, but I was like, it doesn't, I needed a little bit more, right? Then I went to the Live Rich planner. This Live Rich planner is mainly for more entrepreneurs, but it's a good planner for teachers who kind of, they want more. They want more. So what did I like about this Live Rich planner, right? The Live Rich planner, this is made by the Budget Mom, and we will talk about budgeting because in the education profession and personal wellness, finances is something that you cannot ignore. But with the Budget Planner by the Budget Mom, this planner it had space for like your personal planning for the week where you could do your meal plans. You could talk about what you're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You had your grocery list. You had a habit tracker. You had important reminders. Then you had like the housework piece. I know some of y'all like, I ain't thinking about doing no housework when I'm done with the day. But what I really liked was the time blocking for each day. And this is where I really want to zone in for a lot of people with the time blocking. So that was a planner that I also used. I just got through because I started breaking, my months down and my year down into quarters. And that's the business person in me because got to remember when to pay them taxes. So quarters. So this is a planner that is a productivity planner. And I actually saw a friend with the productivity planner, and that's how I got into the productivity planner. And I'll kind of give you what I liked about this planner. So the productivity planner, what I liked was that you had this weekly review, right? In the weekly review, the questions are, what are your weekly wins? What tasks were not completed? What have you learned next week? But I want to back up before I get to the weekly or go to the weekly planning, is that at the beginning of the productivity planner, it's like, how do you use the planner? I really like that. Then it habit tracker. So like, what are the habits that you want to track and giving you a space to track those habits each day. And then I like that it had a space where you could think about, actually, no, this is not the planner where it had the space to really sit down and think about what overall did you want to do for the quarter which is 3 months at a time. So like we just made July 1st. July 1st kicks off quarter 3. And so it's July, August, September, October, August, September, and then October, November, December is quarter 4. And so with this one, you reflected on your week. You looked at, okay, what went well, what didn't go well, then what can I do to get better? And then after you reflected on the week, you planned for the week. And so with the planning for the week, you have what is your intention for the week? So set the direction and the tone for the week and the intention. What were the 5 most important tasks? And so the way this planner worked was that you kind of used a time blocking chunking system, like a 35 system, where it was like you would do 30 minutes of intentional focused work, and 30 minutes would equivalent to 1 session, right? And so you talk about the important task, about how much time did you think that important task was going to get done, and you had to go through all of the important tasks before you could get to the secondary task of important. And so the secondary tasks are important are you only do these things after the above task has been completed, and then you do these additional things, the additional task. And so every day it had a space where you could put what were you grateful for. I really like that because gratitude helps to shift our mindset, to not focus on what's not happening, but focus on what is happening. So you had your what you're grateful for. You have the intention for the day. Then you have your most important task. Like if nothing else happens, this is the one thing from this week for today that I am going to get done. And then it asks you, how many 30-minute blocks will it take you to get that one task done? Then you have your 2 secondary tasks. Then you have your 2 additional tasks. At the end of the day, it has that space where you can highlight. You can put what you learned for the day, and then what you want to remember for the day. And then it has a quote at the top of the notes page. And so this quote is, the most effective way to do it is to do it. And then it had space for your notes. So this was the productivity planner. I used the productivity planner. I had great success with the productivity planner. Enjoyed using the productivity planner. I will tell you, I didn't use the productivity planner every day because, to be honest, some days I wasn't productive. But the productivity planner, when I did use it, I did notice that when I stuck to the method of working consistently and hard for 30 minutes, I always do power 30s. When I work hard for my power 30s and I pause for 5, then I was making progress. And like I tell people are like, well, 30 minutes is not enough time, Alexis. And I'm like, yeah, 30 minutes is enough time when it's 30 focus minutes. You're working hard, you're working focused, you're working fast. Then you start to build up that speed and that momentum to get through the power 30s. So that was the productivity planner. Now, I got this baby in the mail on Friday, just in enough time for quarter 3 to kick off. And this is the full focus planner. And I have to say, you guys, with the full focus planner in for a teacher who is looking at how do I center my individual wellness needs while showing up as my best self in the classroom, the full focus planner, I like it. So this is what I like about it. First thing is you start off with your annual goals. So remember last video we talked about vision casting, right? Sitting down and visioneering the educator that you want to be. I like to think in 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. In 1 year, who is it that I see myself as? And what did I do to get there? In 3 years, who do I see myself as? In 5 years, who do I see myself as? Right? So I kind of think 5 years, 3 years, 1 year, 1 year, 3 year, 5 years. And then I plan and structure my months and my days based off of that. So after you look at your annual goals, then you have the goal detail. So we want to break the goals down. And one of the things that I love is that they have these QR codes that actually take you to how to do it by certified full focus coaches who are like, this is what they do. They help plan. So then you go look at the goal detail. I like SMART goals. They are specific, they're measurable, they're actionable, realistic, and time bound. So I really break down the goal. So for me, one of my goals is building up my YouTube channel. So my specific goal is at the end of 2024 or at the end of 2025 or even at the end of this quarter, I want to have produced or recorded and released X amount of YouTube videos, right? So that's breaking the goal down. Then you have your calendar, right? And with the calendar, you're just kind of putting all of, this is one of the things that I went ahead and did this time. I went ahead and I put all the dates on the calendar. They do have the calendar in 3-month chunks. So it's not like you got the calendar, then you have your pages, then you have another calendar, like all of the calendars are at once, all of the goals are at once. Then you have your 12-month view. So the 12-month view is just really, for me, it's a space where what are the big things that you need to know that are going on over the course of the year, right? So for education space, that's start of the year, Christmas break. This is a good place to put birthdays and parent-teacher conferences, just putting that cadence and flow or the scope and sequence of your year. Then the other thing is the daily rituals. So this is where we get into the nitty-gritty. The daily ritual. What is that morning routine and that evening routine, that sacred and protected space and time that you will put in place to ensure that you are showing up as your best self? And so with the morning routine and the evening routine and the daily ritual, what are you doing to take care of you? It is common for educators to say, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. You will never have enough time, which is why you have to make time. So how are you making time in the morning to get up, ease into your day? Easing into your day can mean that you are just sitting still, and this is where you're doing your visioning. Easing into your day can mean you're getting up with a cup of coffee and you're listening to a podcast. Easing into your day means you're getting up, you are getting your water in, you may take a ride on the Peloton, walk around the block, go get up for a run, get up for a walk, a workout. But how are you starting the morning? And I like to be very specific with my ritual, right? So I get up, I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I put on my workout clothes, I go make my tea or my coffee, and then I sit and I listen to a devotional and I go through my devotional. So what is your morning ritual? And then what is your evening ritual? When you close out the day, because work is for work, home is for home. What are you coming home and doing, and how are you easing into your evening and setting your body and your mind and your soul up for rest? So it's also a space to talk about the daily ritual. Now, one of my things that I love is the ideal week. When I think about the ideal week, it's on my best week, this is what it looks like. My best week is I'm getting up at 4:30, I go through my ritual, I sit down, I do some reading, I do some writing. After I do some reading and writing, I get my kids up, get them ready for school. After I get them ready for school and out the door, my husband drops them off. I come home, I take a walk around the block. I get my steps in for the morning, or I get some weight training in for the morning. I have breakfast. I sit down, I engage in social media, check my emails, then I get started for my workday. So the ideal week has this where you can go in and create your time blocks for that ideal week. I say do this in pencil because this way it'll allow you to really be able to go back and tailor it. So recap, because I don't want to keep you guys long, and we're going to jump into part 3 next week. First things, when you get a new planner, right? And before you even start the new school year, you want a vision first. You want a vision. After you vision, you want to give or go purchase a planner that speaks and allows you to design the future you that you want to be. So you always want to pick a planner with the future you in mind. You want to pick a planner that not only focuses on who you are now and what you need to get done in the day to day, but you always want to purchase a planner that will allow you to build in the human being in you and opportunities for you to take care of your physical, your social, your emotional well-being. For me, the focus planner is like, yo, this may be a thing. So I'm gonna pause and get back to in the next video why the focus planner is something that teacher may want to pick up and grab as they plan and prepare for the upcoming school year. All right. See you in part 3.